Hey everyone, it's Nova here, your relationship change catalyst, and I'm here with Sophia,
Hi everyone, welcome.
and we are really excited to be bringing to you this presentation to make sure that your 2018 is the best possible. Now, I know that it is coming to the end of, well, actually, literally the end of the month, is the last day of January, but in some ways, I think it's a good thing because many people would have started New Year's resolutions, would have started their plans and stuff, and you know where you're at right now in terms of what you're doing, if you're still keeping up with what you said you were going to do or not. So, this is a reminder that listen, the month has come to an end. Let's just make sure that what you said you wanted to do January the 1st, now January the 31st, you are still on track to do it. What do you say about that, Sophia?
Absolutely. We've started the month, we're ending the month now on the 31st, and we just want to really keep you on track for the next 12 months, 11 months it's going to be, isn't it? So
Yes.
please, you know, get engaged in this webinar with us, ask the questions, and let's see what we can do.
Yeah. So the first thing we want to ask you to do is to, well, even while you're going through the agenda, just write in the chat your name, where you're from, so that we know who is on and we could say a quick hello to you. It's always nice to know if people are or local, people are from anybody in from abroad, and also share. Let your friends and them know that you're on this great webinar. You know it would impact their lives, and you want them to join us as well. So, yep, Sophia, go ahead.
Hey, Zainab, welcome. So our introductory today is going to be, what do you want out of your business? It's talking about crafting your plan, your vision for your business, and deciding your next steps, laying out the plan for each month and quarter, and addressing your fears within. So we'll take you through a step-by-step program today just to show you how you can overcome these hurdles and how you can build a robust plan for the next 11 months.
So let's just tell you why we're qualified to be able to share with you the content that we're going to share. And when I am finished talking, Sophia would take over and I would just try to be in the chat. So if anybody has any questions and stuff, I'll encourage you, write them down. We'll try to get to as many of the questions as possible at the end of the webinar. Yeah. But of course, just be ready to take in as much content with your pens and papers. So, a bit about me. My name is Nova Samoy Abiona, as I said in the beginning. And for me, life and stuff, it's all about relationship. And I am known in the business world and in the social world for the work that I do with wives in particular. I have a real passion for women and helping couples. And I help people in a few areas. One, if you're having any issues with your relationship, or if you want to get that work life balance, then I am the person to go to. I also offer business support to those women who feel like they want more one to one hand holding. And I've actually started recently helping a few men. I've had a few husbands and one or two single men come to me. So I've been reaching out to them as well. But I started my journey really on the entrepreneurship journey after getting sick in 2010 with cancer. I had before that what I thought it was my dream job. And then within a matter of a month, started my ill health kind of took over. And as I said, we realized it was cancer. But after I went through the diagnosis, I had to go for operation and treatment. I realized, you know what, Nova, life is short, and I really wanted to spend time doing the things that, one, I was passionate about, but two, what people realized I had the skills in. So Of course, you might experience this too. Let me know if in your own personal life and in your business, people have been coming to you before you started charging and asking you for help in a specific area. That's what was happening with me. People were asking me for help when it comes to their marriage and their relationship. And then when people started to see the little that I knew as I was growing my business, they started asking me questions about business. So those things that I am passionate about, I started helping people in those areas. And because I started doing that, it has begun to gain momentum. So now, in terms of my social media following, I'm up to just over about 50,000 followers over 3 platforms. And on my LinkedIn, it's around 6,000 people as well. And I've now been featured on podcasts, in magazines, in some local magazine, online magazines, in the big 4 in terms of NBC, ABC, CBS, and I can't remember the other one right now. I've also been recently in the Huffington Post, and I've also been featured in a few books. So why am I telling you all this? Because I want you to know, one, that it doesn't matter where you started. Once you have a passion for something, as you move forward and you really put your heart and soul into it, and you offer people a service that is of good quality, you would begin to be recognized for your efforts, and you would begin to see the momentum coming. Even though it might be slow in the beginning, don't be worried, don't get frustrated, just keep going. And so, Sophia, I'll turn over to you, because I could talk from now until. So,
yeah. Just to reiterate on what Nova said, basically my business life started out of need. When I was 14, I became pregnant with my first daughter, and felt that I didn't want to be a typical single parent on benefits. I was also still at school, so I had to go through the process of completing my school education and looking after my daughter. But I knew that to take care of my child, I really had to find something that worked with both my education and taking care of my child, and getting financial stable. So over the years, as I grew my family to a family of 4 girls, I decided to develop small enterprises at the time. And it occurred to me through other women asking me, well, how did you set up your business? How did you manage your family with your children? How did you get, stable in what you was doing? That I was given advice, and I was given that advice for free. And they were able to then set up their own small enterprises. And someone said to me, do you do coaching? And at the time, I wasn't a qualified coach. I later did become a qualified coach, and decided to take this business to another level. So I developed a coaching service, and then that developed into a consultancy and training service, and that formed SG Business Consultancy and Training. Now, with this business, I was able to help women to balance their family life alongside their business life and get them established in a business that was startups. And then later on, I discovered that there was women that were already in business but felt like they were stuck. They weren't growing their business enough, and they really wanted to move themselves forward. So I was able to devise a plan for them as well. So I had the market of the startup entrepreneur and also the already established entrepreneur. I started this business because I loved and I was passionate about helping women to develop themselves and to develop their family and their business. So for me, it was something that I wanted to do. I went on and I got 3 degrees and 2 masters and other qualifications to support the level of education, level of information that I could give to my clients as well. So I was really happy to pass on the knowledge that I had. And I've had some successful runs with clients as well, which is phenomenal for me that I was able to do that for them, but phenomenal for them because they were able to come from fear and turn their businesses around or turn their idea into a business, which was really great. As I said, I have 4 children and also I have 7 grandchildren. So I really look forward to taking you through this webinar this evening and really giving you something to go on and get really prepared for 2018 for the next 11 months. So let's start with this webinar. So step 1 is really about gathering your clues to planning for 2018. Now, what does that mean? Well, last year, I don't know whether you had a brilliant year or you felt that it could have been better. So what I want you to really do here, and ladies, before I even go any further, I really want you to take out your pens and papers and really take some notes here. There is a PDF on this that you can have afterwards to go through some points that we're going to be making and some exercises that we're going to be doing. So we will be posting that in the group at the end so that you can really look back on the webinar, and it is going to also be a replay, but go through the exercises that we've said so that you can form your plan to make a better business for yourself this year. So let me continue. So what went well last year? That is, what was the top 3 accomplishments that you had in 2017? Or where did you make the most of your money with little or no effort? Or what projects did you have, campaigns or promotions that you really enjoyed? Write those down. Figure out what these top 3 were that went really well and what didn't go well. Do another chart and what were some of the projects or promotions that tanked? Because we all have failures over every year. We probably have our ups and downs in business, not doing what we set out to do. So write those down as well. What would you have done differently with these projects? Do you feel it was the right time to have launched them? Because that's another thing. Sometimes we do things in haste, or we predetermine that, you know, this is the thing that I want to do this year. I desperately want to do it, but there isn't enough time to really plan it and it fails. But don't be dismayed about it. Write it down and then write all the notes that you feel that you could have done better in. So that's gathering your clues. Now, step 2 is about mapping. So mapping your vision for your business and having a clear vision. You know, having a clear vision for your business is about asking yourself why. Keeping that focused on the why. And behind the steps you are making to take you on this journey, ask yourself these questions below. Is it connecting to your heart? Do you feel it passionately? Do you really like it? Is it connecting to your mind and your spirit, thereby allowing you to, you know, have fruition out of it? Is it keeping you connected to all your desires, which keeps hope and success alive? Is it giving you a new zeal for achieving those goals? Are you feeling enlightened in yourself with the possibilities and the opportunities that are open up to you? Because if you're not feeling any of these things, if you're not feeling that and you're not seeing it and you're not visualizing it, what does it amount to at the end? And that's why you've got to ask yourself, why? Are you keeping your focus? So how to create a captivating vision? Well, I always say that time is key to any plan, to anything that you're doing. It's having the time to do it. Having an open mind to different possibilities. Because I'll give you an example. When I set up a project, I always have to say to myself, am I going to really enjoy it? Is this what I want to do? So I keep an open mind about it. I look at the different possibilities that could come out of it. Could I connect to new people? Am I going to be helping it in my tribe? Am I going to be helping them? You know, and I always plan on paper. My planning is always done pen to paper planning. And the reason for that is because it sticks more. I mean, we all have electronic devices nowadays, and, you know, I use a lot of them, you know, and around me right now, I have a phone, a desktop and a laptop. But writing it down makes more sense because in a month's time, I can pick it back up out of a book. I could review it. I can look at it. It's something that I have written. It's something I took out at the time to write. So that really confirms it in my mind that this is what my plan was. This is what my vision was. And it keeps it in my heart. And think about how you want to feel at the end of it. When you're creating a vision, what is it that you visualize? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel happy? Do you want your family to feel happy? Do you want to feel excited? Do you want to feel passionate? These are the key words and buzzwords around how you feel. So when you're developing this plan, have those things in mind. So creating your powerful vision plan. Now, in this plan, it is a 20 question plan. I've put some questions up here and I would highlight a few in a minute. But what this is asking you is the questions you need to ask yourself. What is it that you need to ask yourself? So it could be, what is the big wins you want to shout about this time next year? So in 2019, what are the big wins you want to shout about? You know, detail your typical day and how it makes you feel. Now, a typical day for myself will be getting up and doing exercise, having a hearty breakfast in the morning, getting my work done, answering to emails that are important, because I don't answer to emails that is irrelevant to my business, because that does take up a lot of time. And because I've pre-planned from the week before, I know exactly what my plans are for that day, attending meetings or networking events. So I always make sure that I have a pre-planned day so I can move myself forward in a perfect time scale. So I've got time for the family at the end of the day. I've got time for myself because I've already pre-planned that. What would your salary look like? What are you looking to make in the next year? Have you thought about that? And, you know, when I plan to make money for the year, I actually do it into 3 sections of quarters. So every 3 months I say, right, this is the figure I want to earn this quarter. And I set the target. And most of the times I've exceeded the target because I've set a realistic target. And that's true with anything that you do in business. Try and set realistic goals, because when you set realistic goals, you never disappoint yourself. And if you overachieve it, what would you be saying? You'd be going, hooray, I've done it. I've exceeded my expectations because it was real to you in the first place. Look at what joint venture partnerships could do and who you will connect to on your list. What is your aim to grow professionally and develop new skills for your community? What coaches and mentors are you planning to work with? Now, this is really important, ladies, because when you're planning your business and when you're looking to start up a business or even have an established business, you really need to have someone that supports your dream. Now, I'll use the analogy of a football player. A football player wouldn't go onto the field without having a coach directing him and supporting him and encouraging him every day he goes out to train. And why is that? Because he won't succeed. If you haven't got someone pushing you and driving you to succeed, now you may say, well, I've got my family support and I've got my friends support. But most of the time when you're self-employed or budding entrepreneur, you're living in a lonely world of business. You're isolated on your own. When I started out in business, I was very much isolated, despite I had the support of my family. But I felt that I needed someone else that was already established, that already understood the journey that I was on. And I got myself a coach and I developed myself with that coach and I was able to exceed that. And to today, I still have a coach and that is further ahead of me. And I've been in business over 30 years and still use a coach to really push me to the next level and continuously doing that. And how much are you planning to sell to create your revenue? Another thing you have to look at, what are your products? What are your services? Have you packaged them? Do you know what they are? Are you planning that around how much you can sell and what are the costs of those? So again, ladies, this goes up to 20 questions, which we will put into the group for you to have a look at and answer them. And I really want you to answer them truthfully for yourself, because this journey is about you. The next 11 months is about your journey. So don't hesitate and don't overthink it either, because when we overthink things, we're kind of not allowing ourselves to free flow, to just be honest and just be open with ourselves and saying, this is what I want. And that's the first answer that you give. So if we move on to step 3, apologies. So step 3 is about deciding the steps you now need to take. So turn your vision into the plan. So what we just discussed before was about doing a vision. So you can set that out on paper. You can get some cutouts and say, right, this is my vision. This is what I want to do. I want to attend 10 workshops. I want to do some JV partnerships. I want to produce a new service or a new product. Those are your visions. This is how much money I want to make. So you create a vision plan, and that will help you to decide on your next steps to take. So turning your vision into a plan. So there's 4 key areas here. 1 is goals. 2 is primary projects. 3 is ongoing actions. And 4 is who you will be. So breaking this down slightly, it's turning your vision. So identify your goals you wish to achieve. For example, what would your revenue goals look like? The amount of salary, the size of your list at the end of the year. And 2 would be identify the projects and campaigns you want to implement in order to reach your goal. Is that creating a new product launch? Is that live events, free giveaways? This is what you'll call your primary project, which is in turn says how you intend to do it and how do you intend to accomplish these goals this year. Identifying your list, the ongoing things that you need to do to maintain the business over the coming year. Are you communicating with your list, building your list, once per week, speaking at live events, twice per month, for example, or being a guest on a podcast? Like Nova says, she's been a guest on speaking events, so have I. She's done podcasts as well. And, you know, you can just really get involved in this. And there's a massive community out there that's looking for guest speakers. So engage with people as well, so that you build a community with them. You build this trust with them that they want you on their podcast to really shine out what your offerings are when you've developed them. And the ongoing actions is being consistent is paramount to gain to your success. And 4 would be look over the full list of your goals, because you've just done that in your vision, and ask yourself in 2018, who will I need to be to accomplish this vision I am holding for myself? That's key. Who are you? It is key to become the new you in order to achieve success in 2018. We all feel that sometimes we need to strip off the old me and put on the new me. What is that new me looking like? Is it this positive woman going forward and saying, hey, I can do this year. I'm going to change the way I've been looking at developing my business or starting my business, and I'm going to do something different. It's about action taking. And taking that action will help you develop your plan. So step 4, the key questions to ask yourself to see if a goal is worth doing. And this is where it is really good to really answer these questions very quickly when you're creating your goals. Is it fun? Does it present more opportunities for growth? Does it align with your core values? Because we all have core values. If it doesn't align with that, then don't do it. It's your choice. This is about what you choose to do for yourself. After all, it is your vision. Will this move you forward in what your vision you've set for yourself for this year? Is the cost worth it? Nothing in life is free. So is there a cost element to it? Do you have to pay out for it? And is it worth that cost to do that? Do you have the knowledge or the skill set to implement without affecting your resolve? Is it going to take up a great deal of time and energy? And this is where I say that the balance with your business and your life has to come into effect with this questioning yourself. How do you balance your time and your energy? Because you don't want your energy to be lost solely in what you're doing, because then you'll find it a strain on yourself and you'll lose momentum, and it's not worth losing momentum. So always ask yourself these questions and really answer them truthfully to yourself. So writing it down, as I said before, using that pen and paper, ladies, is just the way to go. You have to write it down. When you're writing it down, this is making a step meaningful and fun by adding in the details. That might be a sense of gratitude for the clients you serve, appreciation for the accolades you received, and the thankfulness for the experiences and accomplishments that you've made over the last year that are so remarkable. This right brain approach, because it's a different approach. It's a right brain approach. It's describing the year ahead. So you've got to visualize this year ahead from February the 1st to the 31st of December. What is that vision? What is that brain telling you? If you've already lived it, aligned your energies with it, and you're feeling it in your mind, then you've got it. You've got the fuel, the desire to take the next steps, to be the person you need to be, to make your vision your reality. So there's, in the workbook, there's an example for you to fill out, and it will give you a really clear insight into how you're approaching this. Then allow the words to flow. Be careful not to edit what comes up in your mind, how you feel, who will you help, what impact will it have on them, and what impact will it have on you. So when you're going through this exercise, make sure that you feel energized by it, that you feel, I'm actually going to contribute to someone's life, and they're going to actually have a contribution to mine, because you're going to give them something. You're going to build this relationship with your clients, and you're going to say, right, this is the impact I want to have. This is what I want to leave behind. So write these things down. The power of change is so paramount, you know. We all come to this planning process with a history. Dreams that were abandoned. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I thought I was going to be a head chef. I did become a head chef. I didn't abandon my dreams, but I'm no longer that chef. I'm no longer, that's my dreams have now been abandoned on that part. But my dream at the same time was to make people happy and to fulfill their needs. So I kind of taken an element of what my actual dream as a child growing up and turned it into something that I still love doing. I love to help people. I like to see people happy. You know, goals are missed, and then there's this disappointment that comes from missing the mark once again. But that doesn't have to be your story this time around. You have the power to change your pathway, you know, by laying these new tracks on the route to having the business you really want. And I mean, it's simple for me to say, or for Nova to say it, because we're there. And you could be thinking, well, I'm not quite there, Sophia. I'm not feeling that. But you are on the track. You're at this webinar now, and you're listening to it, and you're going to go through it, and you're going to digest it, and you're going to think, you know what? I can actually do this. Believe in yourself. You know, we sometimes self-sabotage ourselves because we don't feel that we can do something. But you have the power to change you and change your behavior patterns that you've been doing. To do that, you are going to have to trust us. Establish new patterns of behaviors and creating new results requires that you come to the process with a sense of possibility. And that's the key word, the possibilities, that this time it will be different. Everything in life is about change. It's only if you want it enough, you can change it. You have the choice to change your destination. You have the choice to change your business. Everything about you is your choice. So change is the new power. So step 5, fill in the missing pieces in your plan. So this is simple. That now that you have a snapshot now of your business and where you want to be, because you worked through the last few steps on this plan, and where you are now and where you're going to be from 1 year from now. It's time to check in to see what things may be missing from your list of goals, projects, or ongoing actions. Following are some examples of what you may want to include in your plan in the best year yet. So, what's included in your 2018 plan? So this could be the 6 target areas for growth. Will be a primary launch, a list building campaign for those who haven't currently got a list and starting out in business, live events. Now, live events can be a webinar. No one doesn't have to see you to hear your voice, where you're hearing my voice tonight. So it could be that, or you could be a guest speaker at a live event. Affiliate promotions, that's joining on to somebody else and upselling their products for them. Seasonal promotions, different times of the year, it's different seasons or different things that you can sell. Christmas, Easter, Valentine's. Think about those areas in which you can sell your services. An ongoing list communication. Communicating with your list is key, because if you don't communicate with your list, or if you're building a list, you have to keep communicating with them and telling them who you are and sharing some personal stuff with them so that they know you're human. We're all seeing these little robot things now that comes up on the internet, which says, take care if you're not a robot. People want to know that you're real. We've got too much technology around us. So people want to know this person is real. I can contact this person. This person can speak to me on the phone and I can hear their voice. So, always have that ongoing communication with your clients. And it's simple how to implement these areas. This is where your primary offer is marked and sold. You may already have this or need to create it. The goals are to conduct a launch campaign. So set a date when you want to launch it and a realistic date as well. And this will generate regular income for you. Schedule 2 primary list building drives. So if you said, right, I'm going to do a campaign, for example, Valentine's Day, and I'm going to sell them a product or a service on Valentine's Day that would really get them driving to support my product launch or building my list. You start campaigning now. You're starting to schedule your first primary drive. Then you've got the holiday season with the kids, the 6 weeks holiday. You could set another drive for that time, because most parents are going to have the kids, and you could sell a product that will help the parents to, have their kids in the holiday without losing their hair or going grey. Or you can set a holiday product that they can go abroad, or you can package something that would suit the family for that time. So that's your 2, for example, your 2 primary list building drives that, for example, you could do. And this can be a 3-day event. You could do a weekend event or a workshop to sell your services or your products. Or you can do a theme-based project based around different occasions throughout the year. As I mentioned, Valentine's, you have Christmas, you have someone's birthday, all of these things. But communication with your tribe is absolutely key. Step 6. So planning your quarterly business goals. Now, in this section, it's about doing everything. Remember when I talked about planning for the first quarter, how much you're going to make, and then the second quarter, and being realistic? So this is about planning your business goals and taking that whole feel of how much you want to make as well. But be clear on what your needs are going to happen throughout this quarter. Feel in control and prioritize each task. That is really key. So always, I mean, we always like to push away the hard things, but it's the hard things that actually generates the more customers. That's the hard things that always generates the more money. So prioritize in the right order. Be more aligned and strategic when making decisions. So keep focused on what you're going to do and make sure that your strategy is on point to your target audience and to what your plans and your business goals are. Work the balance effectively and efficiently, because if you don't, it won't work. Excuse me. List the resources and support you may need for the next year. So that could be a list of people that you want to contact. That could be a list of products that you need to purchase, or a list of, or getting your website sorted, your domain sorted. These are the things that you need to look at. What is it, the things you're going to need to make your business really sing and dance for the next 11 months? Start processing the opportunities by attracting the right people to you. So that will be researching the people that could really enhance your business over the next 11 months. So action these items that you may need could be developing your signature speech. Now, your signature speech is something that you would repetitively do because people will know you for that speech. So I always say, when you're doing a signature speech, always make sure that you handle it in a way that your audience are attracted to you from it and that it's memorable. It always needs to be memorable, because if it's not, people will easily forget who you are. Creating your bio, your promo copy, or your interview questions for radio, TV, those are key as well. I have my bio, and I know Nova has her bio, that we can put out straight away. If someone says, right, we've got a radio slot or a TV slot, can you send us your bio through so we can see who you are? That's done straight away. And that bio is just basically a CV, but enhancing all the awards. If you've won awards, it's not like how many jobs you've had. It's about your business life. And if you're just starting out, it's saying who you are as a person, how you're going to help your audience. They want to know what your story is. Who's this person behind this brand? Refine your coaching and consultancy offers and the price. Build a new website or update your existing one, because people use your website now as the window of you. People will go on your website to say, I'll go on her website. Let me have a look at her website. Let me see what she does on her website. And if they don't see a website, they just feel that you're not in business anymore. And most websites you can get for free as well. So why not develop a website, or just a one-page web page that someone can visually have a window on who you are? Create or establish your Facebook page. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be Facebook. A lot of people do not like to use Facebook. There's LinkedIn. So create your profile on LinkedIn. Get your Twitter, or, if you're selling a product, or you can really use Twitter to sell your products on, or posting pictures on Instagram and places like that, that will showcase who you are. And if you are an established business, or you feel that you can't do certain things, i.e. build your website, you can hire a virtual assistant who will assist you in your business with any jobs that you have. Now, I've used virtual assistants. I still have 2 virtual assistants who help me with paperwork, or if I said to them to write me a piece, they would write me a piece. They do the research and all different things, a VA can help you with. So a month-by-month plan is breaking down from the quarterly plan. So you're now breaking into a month-by-month plan. So this month-by-month plan then becomes your full quarter plan. So in this plan, I want you to really think about this. Your personal time. Make sure you set a time aside time for you. That's really key. Because at the end of the day, if you don't set aside time for yourself, your business won't work. You need to breathe. You need to have fun for you. Plan your holidays with your family or for yourself. Birthdays, make sure they're all in the diary. So you've got no overlap of your business launches or anything like that, or any other appointments. Seasonal promotions, we've talked about this. Valentine's, Easter, Christmas, Independence Day. Christmas are key times for seasonal promotions. Primary launch. If you're going to do a primary launch, set out your main business. List building promotions. What are your times for just building your list? These are all the things that need to really go into a plan. You know, affiliate promotions, live events you are hosting. Plan your events within this year that may be free or paid for events, and do your costings so that it really makes sense, not only to your audience, but to you as well. So to just summarize, ladies, and I'm really glad that I was able to pull you through these short steps. And as I said, it will be in the Facebook group, TWPNI's Facebook group, that you can really go through it and take your time to go through each of these steps I discussed this evening with you. So the closing points is when you lay out your agenda for the next 12 months, in our case, 11 months, with your priorities and projects for each month, get your creative juices flowing. Some clients use different colors to mark and perfect their events and projects throughout the year. So even get creative with it. One for personal, one for travel, one for launches, and one for campaigns, and so on. It's up to you how you wish to do this. Part of your plan. The end goal is that you have a visual representation of the year ahead that can easily be referenced. As you are presented with opportunities, events, and possible new projects, referring to your annual plan will really enable you to make intelligent, mindful choices that allow you to have a highly lucrative business and a fun and fulfilling life. So, lady, that brings us to our end of our webinar. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to go in the chat room. I will now hand the next part over to Nova.
Hi, Sophia. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, fab. So, ladies, Sophia, first of all, thank you so much for the great job that you did presenting that. And we're encouraging you still. You have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat and we would get to them. But before we come off, we want to offer you a special invitation to join a course that Sophia and I have come together to do. Just like we're encouraging you to go out there, create joint ventures, plan your year out in a way that you could get the most value. We want to make sure that we're offering you great value as well. And so one of the things that is important as you try to reach out to people is knowing how to be able to share your story. Because there, you know, at the beginning, I shared a bit about my story. Sophia shared a bit about hers. In every situation, in every business situation we find ourselves in, there's actually an opportunity for you to share a little bit or a lot of your story, so to varying degrees. And if you don't know how to craft your story in a way that people get what they need at that specific time, you could end up either giving too much information or too little information. So what are we offering you? Well, it's all here on this page. The course itself is called Your Story is Your Brand. And within it, you are going to get a video with slides and stuff explaining to you what the course is about. And you'll also get a worksheet so that you'll be able to start working on creating your story while going through the modules. It's 8 modules. They're short and to the point. There's no set of fluff in this course at all. Now, normally it would be retailing for 127, but for people live on the webinar, you're going to get the opportunity to get that course for £47. Why £47? Because, listen, Sophia and I spoke, and we feel that it's when people take the time to make the effort to come and do something, we also want to reward people because they've made an effort. And so because you've made an effort and you don't have to just go and find it on our website and stuff, we want to not just give you a great price, but give you a great price and also add a bonus with it. So what's the bonus? It's written there. You'll have the opportunity to speak to either Sophia or myself for a 30-minute consultation. Now, normally when we consult with people, it works out for a half-an-hour session to 200. If you're doing a 1 hour session, it's £300. So you're going to get that a half-an-hour session with either Sophia or myself as part of this £47. So in order to get it, all you need to do is to go to the link. Sorry, my voice. Hold on one sec. Yeah. So is to, in fact, I'll type it in the chat, or Sophia, if you could type it in the chat. PayPal.me/TWPNI, which is the name of our group, /47. Follow the link, and once you've paid and stuff for the course, we would make sure that we get it out to you, and also we'll contact you to arrange for you to have your consultation at the best convenient time for both you and one of us, Sophia or myself. So Sophia, do you want to add anything to what I've said?
No, I just want to reiterate, at the end of the day, this is about you. This course we're offering is about your brand and how to build it. It's really informative, and there's loads of exercises in there that will really help drive your business. Now, this is for someone who's a startup or even an established business to really get focused on who are you as a brand. It takes you through an 8-module course. It gives you all the paperwork you need to fill out and to really develop your business. And we'd really love to have your feedback, not only on the course, but also on this webinar and how you felt it helped you and what's the benefits to yourself. And if there's any questions that you'd like to ask us now, please feel free to put it in the chat and we'll be welcoming to answer them.
Well, I think from what I can see, it seems as though we did a great job. So especially you more than me, because you did the presentation. So I can't see any questions, but there's some questions that people ask over and over. So we could just address those. And one of it normally is, how long would it take for you to really start to see momentum in your business? So I'll answer it, and then Sophia, if you want to chip in, it's up to you. Now, as we say, if you're working on a business and you're a startup, then it would take a longer while than if you already set certain things up. Even if you haven't started making money yet, if you set some things up, then you're already ahead of the game. Now, the best thing is always to see if you could have some sort of coach or mentor working with you to keep you on the direction and on the path that you want to go down. And for every business, it's different. But realistically, you should start to see momentum and stuff coming into your business within the first 3 to 6 months of you working on it. You should at least start to see things happening. You should begin to attract clients, or you should at least begin to build your list up and people begin to notice you as somebody who knows what they're talking about in their particular niche. Do you want to add anything to that, Sophia?
Yeah, I'm going to sort of echo that as well, because when I work with clients on coaching, my clients always do a 12-month plan for them so that they can really get into the whole spectrum of starting out their business. But by the end of the 12 months, they always are financially up. They always tend to make their money because they're focused. They have a plan and they work the plan. And it's their plan. It's not our plan. We work the plan. We help you develop the plan, but you're working the plan. And it's about being dedicated and focused in your business. Because if you're not that and you're all over the place, it wouldn't happen for you. So I always say, be focused and be driven, and get yourself a mentor or a coach to help you and push you in the direction that you wish to go in. And if you've got a plan over the next 12 months, and as we said, the course that we are offering does give you that plan. It helps you to develop your plan for the next 12 months. And if you're an established business and really want to grow to the next level, again, we can do that in quarterly bursts. So every 3 months, we would address the issues that you've come to us with. We'd look at those issues, we'd diagnose the problem, and we will find a solution to your problem. So, you know, look at each of these options for yourself. Are you a startup? Are you an established business that really needs help? And sometimes we think, oh, do I need help now? Or should I just wait? Is it going to be costly? But sometimes in the long run, it costs you more because you didn't set yourself up right in the first instance. And that's why I always really encourage people to get a coach or a mentor or even a working buddy to really help you to move forward, because then that way you always will get your business where you want it at the time you want it in.
Yes, and that is so very true. Thanks, Sophia. We have, I think it's one question with two parts that came in from April, and she was asking, can this be applied to your personal life and to your relationship? I'm not totally clear on what you're asking. Are you asking about the story brand or about the planning for your year? If you could just say if it's the slides, what we spoke about in the training today, or the story brand, so that I would know which one to answer. Or if you want,
I can answer that actually, because I would say that it actually supports both ways. When you're building a business, you have to be focused both on you as the individual, your family, and then your business. So they work in a triangular effect. So yes, the plan is, when you're looking at the plan, just swap out the areas and put family or personal life or relationship. And then you plan it around that. What do you want? Say, for instance, what do I want from my relationship? And you plan that over a period of time. This is what I want. This is what I want to build in to my relationship. It's making those changes for yourself and within yourself that allows you to develop you as an individual, but also develop your business and moving you forward and your personal life forward as well. We've all had ups and downs in our relationships. We've all had ups and downs in our business. So using a plan method and saying, this is what I really want and see myself, where I see myself now and where I want to be, would help and allow you to be a better person for yourself and for your significant other or your children or external family around you. Would look at you different because you've planned things for yourself. And also it gives you a different level of satisfaction as well, because you look at yourself, you're self-motivated, then you're starting to develop who you are. So yeah, it will have an impact on your relationships in a positive way, because you're now planning your year ahead and what you want out of it. And by saying that, always talk to your loved ones and share your plans with them. Tell them what your plan is for the next year. Tell them what you want to achieve for yourself and get that support. And if you're not getting that support, us as women will support you as a woman as well. Our group is very informative on a daily basis. We put out posts and we encourage everyone to put out how they feel, what they want from their business, what do they want from their personal life. So interact with us in that way, or send us a private message and say, look, I need help with this. We're willing to help.
Yeah, and she did confirm that it's planning a year. I'll just add to what Sophia said a bit. You know, many times we think we could do things on our own. And if you don't have a clear structure, which is what this training was about, to help you to get a kind of a structure for how to plan your year out, then you end up spending a lot of time trial and error. And so planning is one of the key elements. The next element is And this is not me trying to encourage you. You have to hire myself or you have to hire Sophia. But honestly, when you try to go it alone just based on your own understanding and what you think you know so far, you just go so much slower in terms of achieving your goal, whether it be goal for your relationship, goal for your personal life, the kind of personal development and stuff that you could do for your own self and the way you could move forward in your relationship, in your life, in your business, you could go further faster if you have the support of, as Sophia said, the group where you have other people that you could count on to be there to support you. And also when you have a coach and a mentor, actually, because it's two different things. One, somebody to help make sure that you're sticking on track to where you want to go. And then the mentor is the other person who would help you to share from their own experience what has worked for them so that you do not have to go through a lot of the mistakes that they might have made. So I just want to encourage you to, yes, even if you decide you're not going to get a coach and a mentor, please follow the plan, the steps that we've outlined here that Sophia did a great job of outlining. But if and when you can get a coach, get a mentor, at least one of each, so that you can help to go forward. Let them know what your plans are, Sophia said. And I'm sure once you get the right mentor and coach, they will be more than happy to help you to move forward.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And, you know, looking for a good mentor or coach, taking outside of me and Nova is, are they aligned with you? Are they aligned with what you want for yourself? And that's always key when you're looking for a coach, is to find someone that will not only hold your hand for a process, but will also encourage you and make sure that you get the work done for you. Because a coach is to make your life easier and better, not to make your life any harder than what it is, and to simplify things as well. Because I find that when I work with my clients and Nova works with her clients, we simplify our sections for them and their planning for them. That's easy to follow. It's not in solid chunks. It's just an easy paint by numbers, basically. You know, so that they get it, they understand it, they want to be part of it, then they enjoying it. Because that's another thing, you've got to know that you're enjoying it. Because if you're not enjoying something, there's no point in doing it. It's not supposed to hurt. It's supposed to be fun. Getting up on Monday mornings is my buzzword. I love getting up on Monday mornings. And why? Because I know what I have to offer my clients. I know how I want to help my clients. I know my clients feel the same. And they feel, I want to be in touch with Sophia. And it's a good coach will also, it's not restricted to hours as well. They have their times when their slots are, but they will help you because they want to see you succeed. Any good coach worth their salt wants to see you succeed. So always bear that in mind, that whatever you're going for, do they have my best interest at heart? And if they do, that's the fit for you.
Fabulous, fabulous. So guys, just to reiterate, if you want to learn how to really put your story across, the link is in the chat. It's paypal.me/TWPNI/47. And when you go in, click, they would ask you what currency. It's pounds, 47 pounds. And you will have access to the video links and the workbook. And we'll also get in contact with you to make sure that we set up a time to have a conversation with you. Sophia, is there anything else you want to say before we say goodbye? We're just heading
No, just to say that our contact details are there. Myself and Nova's contact details are there. Contact number, our email address is info@twpni.com. That's info@twpni.com. Our Facebook group is all the W's, facebook.com/groups/TWPNI. And our Twitter handle is @the WPNI. So that's Twitter handle @the WPNI. We really look forward to hearing from you. And please feel free to contact us, call us. We are here to help. We're here to support you, and we really want to see you succeed. And if you got those success stories after going through this short program, or have bought the program that we're selling, and you've got the success story, or you need our help, please feel free to email us. We're there to help, and that's all we're really here for, is to really help you and see you succeed over the next 11 months. So thank you for joining us this evening. It's been a privilege and an honor to sort of be able to give you a short burst of our knowledge and how you can plan this year. I hope you enjoyed it and got a lot from it. So that's from me. I would like to say good night.
And from Nova, good night as well, guys. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.